Hi, this is Andrea, and this is a Sony VAIO SVF15324CXB. It is a 15.5-inch touchscreen laptop running Windows 8.1. And I wanted to show you this beautiful, full 1080p screen. It's bright, it's crisp, it's very nice, and I was very impressed with it out of the box. The one issue I have with this laptop, and it's one that I really can't show you on screen too much because it would take a lot of time to reproduce, is that it has an integrated graphics system and it can't be upgraded with an additional designated graphics card. I contacted Sony about this issue and confirmed you can't upgrade it. It is what it is. What that means is that if you're looking for a gaming laptop, or you're looking for something that will do intense video editing or 3D graphics, if you have software that's really a big drain on your system resources, you may want to look elsewhere, or at least look at the specs and compare them to see if they match up. If you're going to be doing email, Skype, Facebook, Twitter, if you're going to be watching Amazon Instant Videos, if you're going to be looking at Netflix, Hulu Plus, checking out recipes, doing office applications, doing student applications, checking things on the news, all those things, it's great for those things, and it'll show up beautifully. It has a DVD drive in it. Unfortunately, the DVD drive will not give you high definition input. So I asked them too at Sony, could you upgrade this to a Blu-ray drive? And they said yes. So I think it would kind of be smart if you do upgrade it with a Blu-ray drive to go ahead and upgrade the memory to 16 gigs just to kind of balance things out and give the system overall more memory to draw from. My 2 cents. That being said, I'm just going to show you a little bit about it. You can move very effortlessly by the touchscreen. It's very responsive. I'm using a stylus. I choose a stylus because I don't want to smudge up my screen. I'm actually using one from the Friendly Suite. It's a hybrid stylus that has like a cloth tip to it, so it doesn't have any drag. Some of the rubber tipped ones might. You can also use your fingers, but it's up to you. I try and keep my hands clean, but whatever little oil is on my hands always seems to smudge the screen. The other thing you can do is you can input and search. Like this is in the app, so I would be searching specifically for an app, and I start typing and it narrows it down. Really handy. I use it a lot more efficiently than I do on the keyboard. And I type probably 60 words per minute, but this still is more efficient, which I really like to. That's why I like to use the touchscreen. I'm going to go ahead and show you the VAIO update. I would suggest if you get this laptop, you do this out of the box. It updates the Windows updates and also the drivers and software on this VAIO. Very helpful. VAIO didn't put a lot of junk software on here. What it has is all very useful. I like that. They also have at the Sony site, specifically for VAIO in the support area, a lot of great videos and information that I didn't expect to find there, frankly. I would highly suggest you figure on spending a little bit of time there and getting acquainted before you get too disappointed in Windows 8. Windows 8 is made for touchscreens, and Windows 8.1 adds back a functionality that I'm going to show you next. It is basically everybody that went from 7 to 8 really complained when they lost the start menu. Off on the right you have the charms bar, and that's what they replaced it with. And you have to go to settings and then power to power things down. And without a touch screen, that's kind of awkward, because if I switch over to my touchpad, you know, sometimes I have a tough time, I miss a click or something like that, and it can be hard for newer users who aren't used to using a mouse or using a touchpad to do that. If you go to, and I think I'll go this way and show you, down here in the lower left is the desktop screen. If you go to that looks more like Windows 7. Lower left-hand corner is where you would see normally a Windows icon, and that is the Windows 8.1 start menu, and that's where you would hit to go into those things. I added Classic Shell. This is a free program. Makes it look very much like Windows 7. I recommend this program. Works well, gives you what you want. You can at a glance do your programs, your apps, and do searches. It's just, for those of us going from Windows 7, it's just a nicer, easier way to get through things. They say they have Windows, or they have Microsoft Office on here. You actually don't. What you have is a trial version. It's about a week long. Then they want you to buy it. If you want a free program that kind of gives back that functionality, of course Windows or Google has Google Drive. I highly recommend that. And you also have OpenOffice, and I added this. It is a free program, does those things too. In terms of who would use this laptop, I think families would really appreciate some of the things like this free program is ArtRage Studio. It's fun to draw, paint. You can actually have all kinds of fun, both, in a way that is just kind of relaxing. I'm using the stylus. I can use my finger. Kids could use it. You could print off their artwork. It's very fun that way. I actually own this and use a Wacom tablet in a USB port on a non-touch screen, and I find that the touch screen is so much more fun. Maybe not as precise, because I'm not yet proficient with the touch screen, but very cool. You have things like the Adobe Photoshop in here. Things that they didn't have to add, they've added, which is nice, and not a lot of extra. You've also got things like being able to check the weather. I'm showing you this left-hand bar because that's kind of how you get the menu here, and it took me a struggle to get there. You can also in Windows 8 show side-by-side views. I'm not going to go into that. I keep wanting to go back to Windows 8, but what I'm saying is this laptop is quite effortless in that way. Speaking to that graphics thing I was mentioning, this is the Windows index. I kind of had to dig to find it, but the VAIO score is only 4.8, and that's the total score, and it's based on that low graphics score. Again, it'll only really be an issue for those who are using software that really requires that. I couldn't show you what I wanted to show you with Camtasia, which is recording this, because I couldn't grab the HD video coming from the webcam. That was frustrating to me. But overall, I can't say a ton terrible about this laptop. It isn't going to be for everyone. It's got a lot of software on it that is just kind of nice to have out of the box, and works well. It doesn't get hot. It's well made in terms of it doesn't feel flimsy. It's not particularly pretty. I mean, it's a black matte kind of laptop. It's only 1.07 inches thick. It weighs about 6 pounds. Good for students. I think it would be a good desktop replacement. It's got a nice size hard drive. You've got the HDMI port. You've got the USB 3.0. I would suggest, if you want more, if you're going to keep it as a desktop replacement, getting one of those external hubs that add even more USB ports. You can never have too many of those. It's got NFC, so if you want your smartphone to talk with it and it has NFC, that would work. You can use it as an access point. You've got the charging ports. Overall, it's got a lot more to say yay to than nay. So knowing what you know, I hope that's been helpful to you. I hope showing you this has been helpful. I would show streaming video. I'm running out of time. They give you a limited amount of time for these videos, but just trust me, it looks great. Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, all look and sound great. Highly recommend it, other than those who need graphics one jump up. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate it.